Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday Write-In. I hope you can hear me okay. I have a microphone that is part of my newish camera that I'm using today. So let me know in the comments if you can't hear me clearly. And as always, I am the president of the Writers Water Club. So if you do not have your water already, please go get that. So I have a feeling some folks are going to come in any minute. So when they get here, we will be sprinting. Oh, there's some people. Hey, welcome. So today has been, I had tea, but I drank it. Tea works. I drink an obnoxious amount of tea, as most people know. I don't have any beside me right now, but I drink an obnoxious amount of tea. So let me know. Look, we're trying a couple different things. We're trying the microphone that came with my fairly new camera that I'm still kind of getting the hang of. So let me know if you can't hear me. And I will figure something else out. And I just got finished eating some very delicious roasted chickpeas. So I'm hoping that I don't have a bunch of things in my teeth. So with that said, today has been a day. Yeah. So since today has been a day, I actually did the little bit of prep work it would take to find us a cute little Pomodoro timer. This is actually it's a Pomodoro timer because it has the 25 minutes, then the 5-minute break, and then 25 more minutes. So I don't know if I'm going to use that. Perfect. Glad you can hear me. For some reason, this microphone on here, it works well on every other app except for Zoom. Anytime I've used it on Zoom, people are like, I can't hear you. So I was just hoping it would work well. Hey, Jabria, welcome. I'm so glad you could make it. So I found this Pomodoro timer with a little music for us because today has been, I've watched probably too much news. So I am going to actually be, when we do our sprints, instead of working on an essay like I probably should be doing, I have some stuff to do in my journal. So at least the beginning part of that will be me doing stuff in my journal and me writing with the fountain pen that hubby got me for my birthday. Some of you were here when I was like, he said that I can call him Gandalf on YouTube. And I was like, I absolutely will not call you Gandalf in any venue. So his name is Edward. So he will just be Edward because he was given an opportunity to come up with a YouTube name to be called. And we're just, that's not going to happen. So I will be doing journal stuff, at least for the first sprint. I will set the timer, of course. I'll do the optional prompts. So people that are doing just regular writing, feel free to do what you usually do. And I'm actually going to throw us into the first 25 minutes. And I'm going to go and make sure that I don't have chickpeas in my teeth. So I'm not going to be embarrassed for the entire stream if I do. And then we will come back at the end of the 25 minutes and we will discuss how we did, what we did, and how's it going. So if that sounds good to you, like it sounds good to me, here we go. All right, we're back. Let me know how you did, what you did in the comments. For those of you working on your works in progress, how many words did you get? And while y'all are tabulating that, I owe everybody an apology. I did not say Happy New Year because I didn't, I felt like I had seen you all since the last year, but no, I realized that the last stream I did was indeed last year. So Happy New Year, everybody. It's 2020. So yeah, no, it's 2021. Ooh, Portia, learn what year it is. It's 2021. Woo! Woo. So Happy New Year to you all. I hope it is a wonderful year. I hope 2021 treats all of us better than 2020 did. And with that, I will tell you all while y'all are tabulating word counts and whatever it is that you worked on, I am working on some stuff in my journal that I had been putting off. And I don't really want to say putting off because I was on my fellowship from the day after Christmas last week until last Tuesday. So then I had some other stuff going on and did not get an opportunity to work on some stuff. So I'm just catching up. Basically, just catching up. Let's see, did a couple rows of knitting project, then pulled back like 12 rows. Wow. I wish I knew how to knit or crochet. That's one of the things I want to learn because I see people doing the knitting and the crochet. I was like, I need something to do with my hands because sometimes I'm on Zoom. If I'm on Zoom and it's like something where we're just listening to, I'll see people doing their little that I never learned. So maybe I will do that. Maybe I will find some YouTube videos to teach me how to do. My mom tried to teach me how to crochet when I was younger. I think maybe I was too young because I couldn't get it. My mom knows how to crochet and she tried to teach me and I just couldn't. But I was maybe 9 or 10. So hopefully I have better fine motor skills than 10-year-old Portia had. So yeah, just writing down my intentions for 2021. I've been thinking about them all week, but finally like writing stuff down. And I found this really amazing James Baldwin quote. I am what time, circumstance, history have made of me, certainly, but I am also much more than that. So are we all. Love it. Love, love, love. I was like, okay. You all know I love James Baldwin. He's a fave. God bless Uncle Jimmy. So that's what I've been doing, and I will continue on with that probably in the next sprint that we do. And just how has the week been treating you all? Because it feels like it's been a very long week, but also a very short week, if that makes sense. So because we're on coronavirus time, like that's why I'm just like, what day is it? Oh, Logan, welcome to the stream. I don't think I've ever seen you here, so welcome. So glad you could join us. And you got 577 words. That's amazing. Congratulations. That's really awesome. And hope you will come back and hang out with us again soon. So now I feel weird that I was like, I have new people. I promise I usually write during these things. I do. I just didn't during this sprint. But yeah, I have to, once I finish with my intentions in the journal for which really the first quarter of the year, because I'm doing the 12-week year this year, which if you've not heard of it, it's basically a type of planning and goal setting where you, instead of making goals for the entire 12 months, you plan for a quarter, so 12 weeks, and then you have time to evaluate at the end of the 3 months, see how you did, if you have to tweak your system so it doesn't take you, you know how sometimes you set your yearly goals and then you figure out in like October that it's like, this is not working, and then the year is practically gone. I mean, of course you can you can change course and do things, but it's kind of late in the year, and then you feel like you've wasted all this time, and then the shame starts to kick in, and I didn't do it, or this didn't go right. So when you do the 12-week year, you're kind of working in quarters as opposed to the whole year, so it's a little easier to keep to your goals, and because you're checking in more often, because as opposed to checking in every quarter, you're checking in like every week or every 2 weeks on whatever goals that you set, and you're seeing if you're making progress or if you need to change something. So that's what I'm doing this year. So planning for the first 12 weeks of the year. That's what I am working on, because I have been thinking for the last week about my plan and have not had a chance to like slow down and put everything in writing. I am one of those people that it has to be digital. Works for me for some things, but if it's like goal setting or like breaking a project down into small pieces, I have to do it on paper, because that's just how my brain works. So with that said, and hey Shay, hey twin, if I didn't say hey before, that's my twin. We got the exact same birthday, and we're both writers. So so what I will do, if I'm going to put us back into this sprint, because we've had about a 5-minute break. So I will skip us into this next Pomodoro, and then we can do another 25 minutes, and I'll come up with another question for us that we can answer in the comments or in what we're working on, or knit or crochet or color. I said I was going to color on this stream, and I didn't, because I'm doing journal stuff. But before the end of the stream, I'll probably grab my coloring books at some point. So let me get this up for us. Hey, we're back. It's great to turn your mic on before you start talking. How did you all do? What did you do? Let me know. And while you tabulate your word counts, I will tell you something that nobody asked me, but I feel the need to say that if you don't use Rhodia notepads or notebooks, this is the best paper in life. Oh my goodness, it's so good. I had heard from so many people that Rhodia paper is really good. I was like, I'll try it, but I use fountain pens and I glue stuff in and nothing comes through to the other side. Like I don't have any bleeding or any ghosting or anything. So an unpaid, unwarranted product endorsement for Rhodia notepads and notebooks. So you got somebody coming in at $5.56 and a row of knitting too. Woo! Literally fastest finger crew still applies because for the knitting and the writing. That was very fast. So forgive me for being a little dry earlier. I'm getting into my groove now. Look, as we finish the first hour of the stream, you have to forgive me for those who do not know me really well. I suffer from chronic fatigue. So there are times when it has nothing to do with my excitement level or how I feel about the stream itself or being here. Sometimes I'm just a little tired. So I end up kind of sounding subdued, but I feel like with YouTube, it comes through more than it does in real life. I had it pretty well for being I had it pretty well in real life, but it comes through on YouTube. Cousin Sid's here. Hey, cousin. Welcome. No worries. You are right on time because we are still here. So I know we have reached that magical 10 o'clock hour, and some of my fastest finger crew usually dips out around that time. So if you can stay, great. If you're getting tired, I understand. And if anybody has to cut out, we will see you next week. But I feel good to keep going for at least one more. At least one more. Because I'm just kind of starting to get into my groove. And I need one more because I have to go and get my charger because my phone is on 6%. So if anybody is messaging me or Instagramming me, I don't see it because I'm trying to preserve my phone battery. And also a midway reminder from the president of the water club: make sure you have your hydration whether you're staying with us or not. Just don't get dry. Don't get dry. It's wintertime. It's easy to get dry in your skin and all up in your tonsil area. Don't get dry. It's not good for you. Running away, get ready for bed. Always great having you. Thanks for coming through and hanging out with us. I will see you next week. That's it. I know who my 10 o'clock people are. They start to turn into pumpkins, and that's okay because sometimes I do too. I slept in this morning. I didn't take a nap today, but I slept in because I was up late last night watching the Georgia results. I went to school for journalism, so sometimes when stuff happens, I don't realize that I'm stuck to the TV until it's been several hours later, and I look up and I'm like, oh, I've been watching the news for the last 4 hours. So that's what I did last night. I watched, and I was able to see when Warnock got it. I was watching when he got ahead, and I was like, okay, I think this is happening. I think this is happening. So I was there when they called it for Warnock, and then I went to bed, so I did not see Ossoff be called, but I think that was this morning. And I was still sleeping because I stayed up till 4 something this morning watching. So then I watched the news all day today because I didn't mean to, but I just feel like CNN sucks you in. And I'm going to watch Don Lemon after we get off here. It's a sickness. It's an illness. I go through phases when I do well and I don't watch as much news and my life is more peaceful for it. And then I go through my phases when I'm like, but okay, Don Lemon, Chris Cuomo, MSNBC, Young Turks on Pluto TV, Then you gotta watch the local news because you gotta know what's going on right in your backyard. It did, okay, occasionally C-SPAN because, you know, policy. And C-SPAN has like a C-SPAN 2 I love because the book channel. Okay, this is the point where my husband is looking at me like, okay, okay. Because he's like, who watches C-SPAN? Says the man that used to work at C-SPAN a bunch of years ago. I was like, I watch C-SPAN sometimes. Because I'm a geek and a nerd, if you didn't know that. And Logan, I'm so glad Logan's here. Logan is grinding. Logan got 619 words this time, got 500 or some words last time. Logan, I'm glad you're here. I don't know how you found me, but I'm so glad you did. We are happy to have you. You are definitely in the Fastest Finger family now because you're churning out those words. And I'm happy to have you here. You inspire us all to kind of get it going a little bit better. So yeah, we talked about the paper that does not bleed, unpaid endorsement. Although if Rhodia wants to sponsor me and send me notebooks, holla at your girl. And got a fresh cup of water too to keep hydrated. Yes, hydrate. Oh my goodness, that makes my heart so proud as the president of the Writers Water Club that you have a fresh cup of water. Okay. Logan's quickly becoming a favorite. If anybody wants to be like one of Portia's favorites, setting the bar pretty high. Lots of words and water. Those are the things I live by. No, I love you all. I'm joking. I love everybody. Something else I want to tell you all, and I know as soon as I start this sprint, I will remember, and then I will kick myself because I will remember, but then when the 20 or 25 minutes is up, I will have forgotten again. So I'm going to take like 10 seconds and try to remember what I was going to say. Nope. I think it's gone. I think it's gone. It might be gone. But I know as soon as I start this sprint, be like, okay, let's jump into another sprint, and I'm going to remember what I had to say, and then I'm going to be mad at myself. Oh my goodness. Anyway, it's gone. It's over for me. So let's take a little bit of a shortish sprint because we did 225s back to back. So let's do a little bit of a shorter sprint to kind of keep ourselves fresh. And I'm going to pick another one so we can get some different music so it doesn't lull us to, to not doing anything. Let me find, while I think about what I was going to tell you fine people. Books. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare anybody. Books. What books are you all reading? That's what I was trying to ask. I was like, it's gonna come to me. It's gonna come to me. What, if anything, are you all reading right now? Maybe I will make that the next question while we do a shorter Pomodoro, and we will talk about books in the comments. What are you reading? What are you planning on reading for the first quarter of 2021? I have a bunch of stuff on my list. I ended up in like three-ish book clubs. So we will talk because I'm in a poetry book club and in a science fiction book club, and then there's a second science fiction-esque book club. So we will talk in the comments. I'm going to put it in the banner. Ask y'all what you're reading, and then we will have a conversation about it. And I know that my twin Shay and my cousin said they in a book club together, and I really want to do that book club with them, but since I'm in like 3 other book clubs, I don't know if I have time. So that's me saying that I'm going to try to not overcommit, because I overcommit to stuff every year, and I don't want to appear flaky when really I just get excited and I want to do all the things. I'm one of those people. Yay, it's a great idea. I'm going to do it. I'm trying to for 2021. I'm trying to get it through my own head that everything that's a great idea that I would love to do doesn't mean I have to say yes and actually do it. We'll see how I go on that, because I'm like, I want to do, it's going to be great. So we'll put this banner at the bottom, and then I'm going to find, let's try a 15-minute. And we will sprint for 15 minutes, and then we will come back and we will talk about books. Okay, we're back. I wanted to, since we're talking about what we are reading, I wanted to show you all what I am reading. So I'm going to put that up on the screen. We Were All Someone Else Yesterday by Omar Holman. That's a poetry collection. Omar Holman has been one of my favorites. He was a favorite spoken word artist of mine for quite some time. So I was really excited that the new poetry book club that I'm in, this is the selection. We read 2 books a month, one every 2 weeks. So We Were All Someone Else Yesterday. Great choice. So I actually got my Kindle to show you all on here the cover of the book and then started reading it. So that's my bad. But while we're talking about Kindle, and I get that I'm not a fan of Jeff Bezos myself. However, I got a paperweight because I read both a lot of stuff from the library that I tend to get in Kindle format, and I can't stand to read on my phone. I like that the paperweight is, and I left my door open, so I apologize if you can hear my husband's TV. What I'm saying is that I like the paperweight because it's like the glare-free, blue screen-free reading, and I love the cover that I was able to get. So I love elephants. That's something everybody knows about me. Love elephants, and I just feel like this is like me, little me and baby girl elephant form with the headphones and the glasses. So I love that. So yes, Omar Holman, We Were Somebody Else Yesterday is the book that I am currently reading. I am also in another book club that is reading sci-fi books, which I think the first one we're reading is Fledgling by Octavia Butler. And I saw that Logan saying that he's reading Parable of the Sower, which I love as well. But I'm a huge Octavia Butler fan. Huge. Huge, huge, huge. My studio, where we are right now, where I'm recording this, is called Nikki Octavia Studio, named after Nikki Giovanni and Octavia Butler. So that's goes to show how much I love. And Logan got 350 words this time. I love it. That's great for 15 minutes. That's really good. So I will be reading Fledgling again by Octavia Butler because I have read it, but it was a few years ago. So I will reread it so we can discuss it at book club. And I am reading Omar Holman's We Were Somebody Else. We Were All Someone Else Yesterday. That's what I'm reading right now. Then I think the month after Fledgling, I think, is Tenavry Dew, which I mentioned in my WriterTube video that I never ended up uploading. Sorry about that. I was editing it and life got busy, so I will upload it probably before the end of the week. Because what's tonight? Wednesday night? Yeah, I'll get it up before the end of the week so we can discuss next week. But the book after that is Tenavry Dew. And it's not Blood Colony. It's, oh God, the one before that. I think it's My Soul to Take. I'm pretty sure it's My Soul to Take. So, thing about me, I love science fiction and I love poetry. And I'm not a huge fiction reader, but when I do, it's usually some kind of sci-fi, but not necessarily fantasy. Fantasy's okay, but I tell people I love sci-fi, and then people try to give me fantasy books to read, and to mixed results. I am not into a huge amount of high fantasy. I like some fantasy elements, but not fantasy by itself, just as a genre typically. And I am not huge into YA, which was another reason that I avoided BookTube and AuthorTube for so long, because it seems like that everybody here is like a huge YA fan, and I'm kind of not. It's okay, but it's not my favorite. And even when I was a kid and a teenager, I still didn't read a lot of young adult when I was a young adult. So now, like, it's even more difficult. I do read some, but I can't. I can't read too much of it. It's just, it's not my preference, and there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's great. I think whatever people want to read is great. I just am not into YA. 100 words. Welcome, Turk. I'm gonna have to delete most of them. This blog isn't going up until tomorrow. Well, you know what? It's 100 words you didn't have, and that's pretty good for 15 minutes. And we're gonna hop into another sprint in a little bit, because I'm one of those people, once I get to talking about books, I can talk all day. So I'm not going to bore you all with a lot of talk about books. I will probably make a video about my January selections and how January reading is going. So instead of sitting here talking to you all about it all day, and the fact that I read a lot of magazines, because I'm a collage artist, and sometimes I feel bad to cut up magazines without having read them. So I'll read, like I was reading an article in here during one of the sprints, because I was cutting stuff out in here, and I just feel like I'm gonna cut it up. I should at least read, and I get free magazine subscriptions. I don't pay for magazines, but I still try to read some of the I try to read it before I cut it up, to make me feel better about cutting up all these magazines. So let's jump in and do, we're doing 25s before we did a 15. Let's try a 20, and that will take us to 11 o'clock, and then we can decide how we want to proceed when 11 o'clock comes. So let me get us a 20-minute. I can use one of Cousin Sid's timers. It's going to be great. Let's see. So I'm going to pop us into a 20-minute sprint. I love the whole clouds motif because as it does. I'm going to throw us into a 20-minute sprint with some dark clouds. That'll take us to about 11 o'clock sharp, and then we'll come back, we'll report back, see how we feel, if we want to keep going or if we want to call it a night. Hey, hey, y'all, we are back. Let me know how you did, what you did in the comments. And the question that I posed that time, just for something for us to think about, was what movie scared you as a kid? And I don't remember if it was because of 101 Dalmatians, but I still to this day, as a 35-year-old woman, I am scared to death of Glenn Close. Oh my God, she is so creepy. Like, and people laugh at me. You can laugh because I know it's funny. Like, I'm scared to death of Glenn Close. I think it's because 101 Dalmatians, but then I think I was probably too young when I saw Fatal Attraction. So then in my brain, I'm like, oh my God, she's a monster. I was like, this horrible, horrible, scary lady is unhinged. And like, I know it's just acting, but I think I was too young, and I think I saw Fatal Attraction and probably 101 Dalmatians too close together as a kid, and then it has informed my whole thing about Glenn Close. So, um, and I don't think my mom like let me watch Fatal Attraction when I was a kid. My mother was very vigilant about what I watched in a lot of ways, like TV shows and movies and stuff. But there were certain times when I think sometimes she would be watching something and maybe she wasn't always cognizant that I would like catch parts of what she was watching. So there were just times in my childhood, and it was the 90s, and movies and TV were really just in a weird place. So there's, for me, Glenn Close. Leprechaun. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, I remember Leprechaun. Okay, I could see how that would be scary. Like I think actual scary movies have always scared me less than suspenseful ones. Like the thing is, I can go and watch a horror movie, or I can watch the Sci-Fi Channel all day. You can drop, aliens, monsters, creepy crawlies out of it. That does not bother me. But you give me like some suspenseful stuff with a real human that I know can possibly happen. That's what has me jump out of my skin, because people are capable of a whole lot. I always tell people, and I have somebody I'm close to that used to always laugh. I was like, I'm not afraid of ghosts or spirits or any of that. I was like, the people that's alive, those are the ones you got to look out for. The people that's among the living, those are the ones that'll do some stuff to you. So anything like that, big scary aliens from outer space, fire breathing dragons, none of that. But you give me like a suspense movie with like, you know, with like single white female or some crazy lady that's all, stabby and obsessed and stuff. Those stalker movies get me too. The ones where, like the Lifetime movies, but also just the regular movies that's like anything where it seemed like the relationship is going fine, and then one person gets obsessed with the other one. And if I can't have you, I'm going to kill you and burn your house down. I grew up watching a lot of Lifetime movies, still watch a lot of Lifetime movies with my parents. So that kind of shows in like the movies that scare me. I'm just like, exactly. Humans are the worst. I'm just like, I am not of the mind that if aliens came down to Earth, I don't think that aliens innately are gonna be like, let's come down to Earth and kill them. I think aliens have a worse chance with us than we have with them. I really think, because you know how, especially here, for those people that are in the States, that are in America, something weird come down here, they'll be like, let's kill it and dissect it and see what it is. We stand a better chance with aliens than they do with us. Okay. Logan got 558. Oh yeah, you are doubly inducted into the fastest finger family. And when a stranger calls. Okay, yeah, that one. Yeah, I remember when a stranger calls. That one. Yeah, that one can get you snapped. Now, see, Me and my mom, because me and my mother have always been people, we watch Lifetime movies, we watch the ID channel, we watch like Dateline. So the first 48, me and my mom sit around and we watch all that weird stuff. Like, you know, so for some reason, Snapped is scary in the sense that what people have the capacity to do, but it's just always intrigued me a little bit. Like I'd be sitting there watching them, and I'm just like, oh, I'd be trying to guess at the beginning of like Dateline or Snap. I'm trying to guess. I'm like, okay, because they be like, they were a beautiful couple. They show all the before pictures. They were a beautiful couple. They, met, fell in love, and married quickly. And I was like, he gonna cheat, and she was like, she gonna hack him up with a hacksaw and put him in the storage unit. Watch. And me and my mom be sitting there like, that's right. We be sitting there like, yep, she gonna kill him, put him in the storage unit. Or, he gonna kill her, put her in the trunk of the car. We try to guess because we already know it's gonna be some outlandish crap. Don't fall out of your chair, Portia. Um, yes, like y'all need help. They do. They do. So I don't think aliens be anything like here. They're not gonna be. I think aliens will be cool. I think part of me thinks aliens might have already been here or might already be here, but who's to say that their perception or our ability to perceive them is anything? Because they're from a different place. So we might not even be. Aliens might be so big or so small compared to our field of vision and understanding that we don't even realize that they're here. So, I don't worry about them. But this trigger happy society that we live in, I worry about if they come here and they realize that they're here, they're gonna want to kill them for no other reason that they're here. Whoa, it's something from somewhere else. Let's kill it. Why? Why? Just why? Dateline. Yes, I watch Dateline. I watch all of that stuff. So sometimes Edward don't want to watch it with me because not that it spooks him because it doesn't, but he's like, why are you watching these crazy people? I'm like, I just want to see what happened. I watched the one, what was it, maybe a month ago, where the lady, what was it? The boyfriend was trying to, no, because it was two different ones. One where she broke up with the guy and the guy was trying to kill her. And then it was another one where the guy had been dating this woman. And then supposedly she started stalking him for like 3 years. Come to find out, she wasn't stalking him. The girlfriend that he got back together with was upset that he had dated this other woman and was framing her, killed the woman, got her cell phone, and was framing it like she was stalking the boyfriend because they were broken up. So she used it to get back together with him. Oh, you in this scary situation with this crazy lady. Let me comfort you. And come to find out, she was like the mastermind behind this whole thing. Killed this poor other woman that only dated him for a month and like put her in the trunk of a car and like threw it over like into a creek or something. And then she stole the woman's cell phone and like it like kept her foot in her apartment for like a souvenir. It was crazy. It was look. So I'm sitting there like, I'm like, this is crazy. And my husband is like, why are you doing this to yourself? And I was like, people are both crazy and fascinating. And as a writer, even though I don't write fiction, it's an interesting character study in people, just in people. But enough of that, because I know it's late. It's like 10 minutes after 11. And I know some people that live by themselves is just like, Portia, will you shut up? I live in this house by myself. So I'm sorry to anybody who lives alone who is now like triple checking the locks and it is freaked out. I'm sincerely sorry. I used to watch this crazy stuff when I lived in my apartment by myself before I was married because I'm crazy like that. I also lived on the 7th floor. So I felt like anybody that can scale up to the 7th floor and I'm like, if you are stealthy enough, in good shape enough, and invested enough to get up to the 7th floor, to get me in a high rise, you deserve to be able to get me. That's where I was. But with all that, it is actually 11:11 on the dot. Make a wish. What I'm going to do, I am going to bid you all good night because it's a little bit after 11. I am going to go here and probably watch a little bit of Don Lemon, but I'm going to read a little bit before I go to bed. As always, I thank you all for coming and hanging out with me tonight. I had such a great time. I love you all. Thank you. I will be back here next week, same time, same place, and I hope to see you too. Y'all have a wonderful week. Good night.